Yo, this is your boy Asiago back at you again on the podcast known as 3 a.m. Thoughts. Alright, let's get down into it. Alright, so if I sound a bit weird, man, I literally just woke up. like no BS, man. I literally just woke up. My eyes just woke up, and I was like, brother, why? Why is it so damn dark outside? And I looked at the time, and I was like, I still hadn't made that podcast because let me give you some background. Okay, so what happened was that let's see, it was about 3-4 in the morning, somewhere around there. Because normally I stayed at my buddy's house until 5 in the morning. But then I wanted to go home and make a podcast, so I left a little bit early. And so when I got back home, I was about to freaking I was about to get recording. But the problem was that freaking my computer had to update, and I'm like, dude, really? Right now? So I started playing my Sega Genesis while I was waiting for it to load. But then I started getting a bit tired, so I laid in my bed, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna scroll through Facebook. Next thing I knew, I was just out, man. I'm telling you, I was just out, and next thing you knew, I blinked, and literally I just blinked, and the sun was up, and I was like, wait a second, huh? What's going on here? And then I looked at my freaking watch, and it was 7 in the morning. I was like, whoa, bro, whoa, what's going on here, man? What the hell's going on here? But then I also really had to pee, so I went and took a big old piss, man. And so I came back, and I was like, well, I mean, I can't be up this early. This is normally the time where I would be, or at least around the time where I would be going to bed. So I went ahead, just went back to sleep, and I set my alarm to wake me up at noon, because I'm like, well, I can very much at least wake up at that time and still stay up all night and do all my things, And so I did that. So I woke up around, I slept past my alarms, and I woke up at 2, and I'm like, man, I could have used that time to play more games or make more podcasts or freaking do more stuff, man. I'm like, okay, whatever, So I went and took a big old pee, and then I laid back in my bed out of habit, and I started scrolling through my phone again, and I'm like, damn, I'm getting a bit drowsy again. So I went back to sleep, no alarms, no alarms have you, and I naturally woke back up just now. It's 6:30 now, and I'm like, oh damn, I'm just wasting this day away, am I? But on the brighter side, brother, I had freaking 12 hours of sleep altogether, 11, 12 give or take. Man, I'm actually feeling quite good. I mean, a bit weird right now because, I literally just woke up. But other than that, man, I'm feeling good. Now, normally what happens, I get freaking, normally what happens, if I get more than 10 hours of sleep, man, my head starts hurting. I don't know why, but you know what? Hey, I feel pretty damn good. Dude, it's I remember back about a year or two ago, man. I remember I'd always have that one day of the week where I'd sleep in for 14 hours a day. Those are great until they stopped being great because I started getting headaches freaking every time I did that. So I started sleeping no more than 10 hours. But then my average is about 5 to 6. So, but anyways, man, I realized that in those 3 periods of time, those 3 4-hour increments when I was sleeping, I had different series of dreams. I have no idea what the hell I was dreaming in the first increment. I'm not even sure if I did dream, because like I said, I felt like I just blinked and I was already in the future, and I was like, dude, why? What's going on here? So, but I do remember, as of right now, and this is also why I'm making the podcast so soon after waking up, because as of right now, I do remember the second and third increments of dreams. So I'm gonna talk about that real quick. Alrighty, so the second time I went back to bed, and then I was dreaming, dude. It wasn't very weird, but so what was going on was that so I was actually back at my old house, the house I moved into before this one, and so here's the weird thing, so we're moving out, and I'm not sure why we're moving out. We were like, hurry, we gotta move out now, we gotta go someplace, and I'm like, well, what's the specification? You're saying we're going to some place. You're not saying we're going to a house, or we're going to a motel, or we're going to a freaking going under the bridge. You know, I don't know what the hell we're going. But anyways, you know, so I just started packing my things up, you know, and but the weird thing is that I had this overwhelming feeling, man, that like school was the next day, and I'm like, oh, nah, I gotta hurry up so I can get all my things packed and I can get ready for school, you know. And then like thinking about it now, I'm like, wait a second, I'm like 23, I'm not even in school. What's going on here? And so then freaking, I like literally, I'm walking to the next room. My sister's packing her things too, but then I realized, yeah, like this is the moment in the dream where I realized, hey, wait a second. Ain't this our old house? Yeah, where are the stairs? You know, well, like, yeah, where's the guest room? You know, where's the freaking actually, in fact, where's my dogs? But anyways, freaking, so I go back into my room. I start looking around, and I'm like, hey, wait a second, I remember this room. Why is there anime posters everywhere? Because here's the thing, man. I did start putting anime posters all over my walls, and literally until like 3 years after we moved into this new house, because I wasn't into that stuff yet. So I looked into my room and I'm like, yeah, like what's like, yeah, this is kind of inaccurate here, man. Like we're like, come on, like something weird is going on, you know. And then I started looking even closer, and I'm like, wait a second. What are these game consoles that I have? A freaking a Sega Dreamcast? Like what, dude? Like an original Xbox? Like huh? And then I freaking saw like I had like a television or something. I'm like, I've never had any of these before. I don't even have it. I don't even have those consoles as of right now. You know, so like, brother, what? Man, like I just started seeing a whole bunch of stuff that just didn't make sense, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just keep packing. I'm gonna see where this dream leads me. And I was only, and that was like one of the very few times where I would actually be like kind of lucid. Like, cause here's the thing, I used to lucid dream all the time, man. I mean, those are fire, man. Like, I remember it was like around 8th grade, 9th grade-ish, where I was able to like purposely like kind of wake myself up in my within my dream, and I was able to do whatever I want. God, like I think I talked about this in another podcast, but dude, like, man, those were some crazy times where I was able to fly around, I was able to jump super high, I was able to freaking do all this crap. I felt like a superhero, man. To me, there's almost no better feeling than just feeling like a superhero. You got all these powers, you can do whatever you want. It's all fine, it's all good. But dude, man, but this but after freaking like 8th and 9th grade, somewhere around there, like lucid dreams started becoming like less and less frequent, man. Because what happened was it started becoming more work to actually try to wake myself up within dream. It used to be easy, actually. Like I used to like kind of just keep myself semi-awake until I would see that I started dreaming, and then I would just start I myself would start choosing how the dream will go. Freaking like I don't know if you guys have been I don't know if you guys have been through this, but if you remain just conscious enough as you're sleeping, as you're falling into like to an actual sleep, you know, like from the moment you close your eyes, like and you know, at some point you actually just fall asleep and then you start dreaming. But then like so a lot of times recently, it must have been the fact that I have like a really weird sleep schedule now, but like so I close my eyes and I'm over here, like I'm about to get to a point to where like my body's starting to actually like get all rested, and I'm starting to actually like you know, see a dream forming. It's kind of weird. It looks kind of weird. Like, you know, you don't actually see it forming. You know, you start kind of seeing things pop up, like if you're just, you know, daydreaming or something like that. You know, it's like I said, you know, you just kind of start seeing it like right in front of your eyes all of a sudden. You know, and then you start hearing the voices. You start seeing the people and all that. And I'm like, okay, cool. I think this has to be a dream, because I'm literally not imagining this right now. Like I mean, I know I'm asleep, I know I'm not crazy, like I'm just, like this is actually like in the dream happening right now, and I'm not just imagining every little detail here. So yeah, this is a dream, you know. But then like a freaking it's a lot of work to act, well, for me it's a lot of work to actually try to stay lucid while all this is going on, because I mean, because you gotta think of it, I'm still asleep. I'm still asleep, and so like naturally, if I don't keep this up, I am going to freaking like just go back to bed. Like I remember the last full lucid dream I had, man. I like literally I was in the middle of this dark alley, and these people were about to kill me. then I realized, wait a second, this is a dream. This is a dream. I went up to them. I was like, brother, this is a dream. So then I flew up into the sky and I started flying through the air, man. It was great. But the problem was that freaking, I only flew for about 4 seconds, and then like I think my body decided, or my mind decided, yep, I'm actually tired. You know, let's hit the sack. And so then like I have no idea what happened for the rest of that dream. Like all I remember was I kind of just stopped being lucid. Man, that was a weak burp. But anyways, yeah, like dude, I can't tell you how amazing it felt just being able to fly and all that. Oh, it was great. But dude. Like I don't know why I'm saying dude a lot. Again, it's probably because of the fact that I literally just woke up, so I'm like dude. Oh man, look at the dude. Okay, but anyways, yeah, man, dude, this is. But these last stream increments, man. So I had like a weird, so there's that weird increment where I was at my old house. It's kind of like moving. I'm noticing some things that shouldn't be there, and then actually, and I remember I went to my sister's room out of curiosity, and so I'm still lucid here, and I'm even looking through her closet, you know, in the dream, and I'm like, wait a second, why am I seeing some of my old stuff here? I'm starting seeing some of the props I used to use back in my filmmaking days, like my old wigs, my old freaking fake guns and all that, and I'm like, wait a second, why are these here? Like, didn't I get rid of these? And I've never put them in here, dude. What? Man, again, sorry about that. Excuse the many dudes that I'm using here. I do not usually. I don't think I usually use the word dude this much, but actually, because I look, the reason why I'm saying that is because I remember I had these guys in for one time. And so they're friends of a friend from work. You know, we were playing this we were playing that Avengers game back when it just came out, and like so every time, like, you know, we just having a regular conversation, but a lot of the time I'd be like, yeah, and apparently one of the guys found that annoying. I'm like, okay, well, I'm guessing I'm gonna try to not use like certain phrases too much, and man, let me tell you. Like, I still catch myself saying that. I don't say it as much anymore. But now, like, I'm over here doing a podcast, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to try to say certain phrases too much now, because, you know, I don't want somebody to just literally get off a good podcast. Or, yeah, I don't want someone just getting off a podcast just because freaking, I'm all like, yeah, dude, man, dude. But anyways, like, let's move on here. Let's see. Well, like, again, nothing much else helped. Like, not helped. Oh, well, I just kicked some. But anyways, yeah, not much actually happened in the freaking dream. Like literally, not much else happened. It was just me, just like moving out of my old house, but seeing all the stuff that really shouldn't be there because it was kind of misplaced at a time. I don't know. For me, it was just kind of a weird, surreal kind of experience because I was like, why are these two time periods colliding? Like, they have never collided before, and why the hell they collide now? I don't know. I like partially I can see dreams actually having meaning sometimes, but I mean, let's be real here. I don't really believe in all that so much. I mean, again, sometimes they can have meaning. You know, sometimes, you know, it's your mind telling you something. Sometimes it's maybe even God telling you something. But for the most part, at least from my experience, dreams could just be literally just absolutely nothing. Like, again, I've literally had a dream recently where it was just green bear. That's it. White background, nothing else, for just 6 hours, nothing else, just a green bear sitting there, staring at me, not even moving. It was like I was looking at a freaking JPEG the entire time. Wow, look like I know what a JPEG is. But yeah, you know, it was like, for real. What kind of meaning is that? And then there are other times where, like, I'm freaking eating burritos with my feet, or freaking, there are other times where, like, freaking, I can't remember most of the weird dreams I've had recently, because I forget to write them down. And like I said, I made a freaking dream podcast, like a few months ago, where I was a freaking dog driving a car. I get pulled over, and the cop was like, "Sir, are you a dog?" And I'm like, "No." Why would you think that? No dogs here. And I was just like this cute little breed. But anyways, yeah, like, again, I don't really write most of my dreams down. but then again, you know, freaking most of the time when I wake up, I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, all right, come on, let's get to doing whatever I need to do. You know, I only got so many hours before work. You know, let's get this popping. Man. But anyways, yeah. But it just so happened that I got to actually catch these dreams, and I remember them for longer than 2 minutes, you know, so like I can actually like talk about them here. But anyways, let's talk about the third increment of dreams. So let's see. So again, for sleeping for 4 hours, these dreams like literally for the time I can remember them, they probably go on for like 2 to 5 minutes. So like it's kind of weird how dreams work like that, you know. Like for me, like I can part of me can actually like kind of time them. You know, I can like you know, on timing them, yeah, like the time that I remember, yeah, it was about freaking 2 to 5 minutes, but I was asleep for 4 hours. So what the hell has been going on? But anyways, so for this third increment of dreams, so I was at this weird party at somebody's house. I've never seen this house before in my life, so don't at me. You know, so but I do remember, for background context within the dream, I actually came to this party with my dad. You know, and I saw some people from his church. You know, yeah, I saw a couple people from his church. You know, some buddies of mine. You know, and then so for one of them, it was like, okay, I need you to help take these pictures with me. You know, and I'm like, okay, I'll take some pictures with you for your blog. Or I forgot it was a blog, if it was like a newspaper or something. It was probably a newspaper. You know, knowing my dreams. But anyways, you know, so I started taking pictures, and I started noticing there's some famous people here. Like one of them, like literally the first one I noticed was freaking Bill Cosby, and he's sitting right next to freaking like Quentin Tarantino and a couple of other guys. I think it was Al Pacino, and he's sitting right next to us. Like I forgot who this guy was, but I saw him in a couple movies. And then Bruce Campbell was there. But anyways, yeah, like so I started noticing there's some famous people up in this house. And then but then like I also, when it came time to actually take some pictures, I looked at my phone and I was like 0% battery. What? I would never allow this to happen. Why am I out and about with no battery? But anyways, but then in my other pocket, where I normally keep my wallet and crap, like literally I pull it out and I noticed that I have like this old 2000s camera. And as a matter of fact, the same 2000s camera that my freaking like mom used back, again, way back in that same time period. And so I'm like, sorry man, like my phone's out of battery, but I got this stuff. I don't know why I have this, but I got this. And he was like, that's fine, just go ahead and take these pictures. You know, so I'm taking the pictures, right? And then, you know, so I'm looking kind of weird because I'm using this old ass camera to freaking like just take pictures. And I'm like, okay, you know, let's keep on going. And then, so that, like somehow I don't know how I get the prints. Like it's not like a Polaroid or anything. And as well, you know how cameras work back in those days, right? You know, they still worked on film. You take a picture, like you have no idea if your thumb's in the way. You have no idea if the selfie came out right. You have no idea if the picture even looked good. I mean, like, cause for some part, the cameras back in those days would actually give you a little eye hole, so you can kind of get an idea what the picture's gonna look like. But then, like, you still didn't know. And then, so what you had to do back in the day was you had to go to like Walgreens or CVS pharmacy. You know, take those film rolls in and then get them developed. It would take quite a bit of while. Like I think the average time was about like 2 weeks or something. 2 weeks, 2 hours, something. It was 2 something. But like that's a lot of something for some pictures. But anyways, freaking like, so you would come back to the store eventually, and then you will receive your photos in an envelope, and then that's how you would get them. So but long story short, you wouldn't get these photos like you wouldn't get these photos like too quickly after you take them. You know, it's not like our phones nowadays or any digital camera. Like literally you take a picture and the screen shows you what you got, you know. But anyways, but somehow using this that's 2000s camera, like 2004, 2003, somewhere around there, it had to have been from around that time. And then freaking so I'm over here, you know, so I'm looking at these pictures. I don't know how I got these pictures. I just pulled them out of my pocket. Like, I don't know, maybe there's a CVS pharmacy in my pocket. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'm pulling out these photos and I'm looking at them and I'm like, what's this weird effect? And I go up to my buddy and I'm like, hey dude, look at this, you know, like, well, like why does it look like these photos are taken in the middle of a 2000s like an early 2000s music video? I mean, there's like lines there's weird like blur motion lines everywhere. Freaking like the focus seems to be at the very center of the frame, despite where the subject is. Like, and again, it just looks so weird. Like, it looks some straight off a music video from that time period. And he's like, man, you know, this is fine. Okay, I don't know. Oh, that's my phone. But anyways, yeah, like, he was like, man, what's going on here? I'm like, oh no, what? But anyways, yeah. So I'm over here at this party. And then, you know, and we were actually, so I was having a conversation with them. Like, I don't know how the conversation changed, but we're just having a different conversation. And then, so we were right next to the table where Bill Cosby was. And then, so I'm over here with this dude, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I don't know if this guy is gonna notice me or not, but man, I would really love to play chess with this dude. And so Bill Cosby was like, oh, you want to play some chess? Oh, come on, go. There's some chess boards outside. And I'm like, huh, chess boards? And I looked outside the window, and then like I see this really long table with a whole bunch of chess boards, you know, built into the tables. But then there were like chess pieces everywhere because it was a windy day, and freaking it was because it just stopped raining, and it was a very windy day, so all the pieces are all over the ground. I'm like, okay, I mean, it's gonna be annoying to pick some of those pieces up, but yeah, like, you know, let's go ahead and do it. And it was like, yeah, come on, bro, I'm playing chess, is not too shabby to do. You know, he was all weird and all that. Now, the Bill Cosby that I saw was not the Bill Cosby that just came out of jail. No, this was like freaking 1977 freaking Bill Cosby. Man, I think it might partially have to do with the fact that I've been listening to this vinyl that I got from them. Like, actually, you know, so let's move on to the dream, because I actually start explaining what I'm about to explain to y'all to Bill Cosby himself in my dream. So then freaking, like, you know, so we're setting up, so we go outside, we're setting up the chess pieces, we're picking them up, and we're placing them on the board. And then so I was like, yeah, man, so like I just picked up one of your albums, actually. She's like, oh, one of my albums, hey? And I was telling them, yeah, so I picked it up at this antique shop, and at first I thought, wait, this dude made music? So I was getting curious, but I was looking at the tracks, but like they didn't seem like music tracks, you know. And then like I started thinking, maybe this isn't music, maybe this is stand-up comedy. So I went home and played it, and I'm like, yeah, this is stand-up comedy. Man, I'm so glad I picked this up. And he was like, yeah, you know, I made a lot of those back in the day. yeah, you know. He started saying that, and then I remembered, yeah, I just recently bought an entire like 16 album lot of your albums from eBay. And it was like, oh yeah, but that's good. Yeah, I made a whole ton of them. Yeah, you can enjoy listening to all the more you want. You can have another roof in the bottom pop. But anyways, yeah, again, we were just sending these pieces, and like, and you notice how like, well, some of them were like battle chess pieces, so like others were like just like generic plastic pieces that you would get in those $1 chess sets. But then I also started noticing that he just started mixing the pieces all together, and I'm like, brother, do you even know how to play? And then he was like, man, I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I took about 3 hits of, and he started naming a drug that I didn't even know what he was saying. He was like, I took 3 hits of this noble film, and like, I'm so high right now. I'm so messed up. I don't know if I can even play this right now, but I'm surely am. Like, he started acting really weird, and I'm like, okay, this dude's office rocker. So we started playing chess. So we started trying to play chess. And then all of a sudden, like, I get all cold, and I'm like, how do I feel all cold all of a sudden? You know, I mean, sure, it's a windy day outside, but like, it feels kind of weird, you know. So then, like, I was like, you know what, dude, I need to go to the restroom. So I go to the restroom, and I see things start disappearing. I'm like, wait, huh? Okay, what's going on this time? You know, so then and then I start seeing a light form out of the middle, and I'm like, wait, so, like, at the center of my iframe, like, literally, and no matter where I went, this like little center of light would just follow me everywhere. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? And the next thing you knew, my eyes are open, and I'm like, oh wow, damn. I fell asleep again. I looked at the time, and I was like, oh damn. It's like literally it's like 6:15, it's like 6:15ish, and I'm like, dude, really? Man, like that's whenever I started realizing, okay, man, I literally like slept for like 12 hours or something all together. I just kept on waking up every so often to freaking go pee, and I'm like, dude, man, what the hell is this? But at the bright side, though, at least I got these weird dreams. Too bad I have no idea what happened in the first increment. Again, like I said, I don't even think I even dreamt in that first time I slept. I think I just kind of slept and woke up too quickly to even realize I had dreamt. But anyways, yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got. Let's see, like what else what else dream related can I talk about here? Well, I mean, nothing I can immediately think of. But man. Well, anyways, let me talk about some updates we got going on here. I don't know. I'm not sure if like the people that listen to these podcasts listen to them in order, if they're listening to them they listen to them all the way through. But anyways, you know, I'm gonna test that theory right now. So I'm actually bring about some updates over here. So okay, yeah. So I mean, it's just some quick updates to the channel. So what's going on with the podcast? Okay, so I had this idea where I would kind of make a second podcast and kind of just do these normal podcasts where I just talk about random things and just kind of leave 3M Thoughts as kind of show where I just do nothing but character voices and stuff like that. I started thinking about that, but then I started listening to Cinemassacre's podcast, and I started like looking at how they did things on their YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing. So like they do all these different shows, they do these podcasts, do like all these different segments and stuff for their videos, and so they do it all in under the same name, but then like each segment has their own special name. So I thought, okay, I think I might do something like that instead. Instead of making a whole second channel, then having to make a whole second Spotify, having to make a whole second Anchor just to kind of like put things together. I'm like, yeah, it's probably a better idea if I just went ahead and did this, and try to keep everything together. And then I thought, like, why am I keeping everything so formatted? Having a character cast necessarily every 13 episodes, and then like freaking keeping things like 40 minutes to an hour long, dude. Why can't I just like be freeform? And that's exactly what I'm doing right now, freeform. Because if you notice, the last episode for the last season wasn't even a character cast. It was literally Mental Vortex. But anyways, yeah, I kind of like this idea, because that means I can do whatever I want. Character casts aren't really, the reason why I made character casts every 13 episodes, because they're supposed to be like a lot more special, because like literally like it was just something I only did like once every 13 podcasts. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I'm starting to do them a lot more often now, and I have a lot of plans to do them more often with like little mini series going on. Like freaking this Mr. Bill series that I've been doing is about to wrap up pretty soon. So I'm like, I think I'll start doing that. I think I'll start doing character casts if I want to focus on a single character and interview them. Like if I was on a freaking I don't know, like a Tonight Show or something like that. But I mean, for the most part though, like I think I like this direction where things are going. I have these mini character shows going on. I can still talk about whatever I want, however long I want, without necessarily calling it mini cast. If I want to make something that's 2 hours, if I want to make something that's 20 minutes, I'm not really gonna limit myself anymore. So I'm not gonna really be following the format. If I got something to talk about, cool. And two, I've been listening to I've been listening to that Bill Cosby record. I got some more records I'm gonna be listening to from there. I've been listening to other podcasts. I've been listening to some of Johnny Cash's old, and I do mean some of his old albums, man. I'm assuming it was because this album in particular I got from the Antique Mall, the same Antique Mall where I got that Bill Cosby record, man. And this looked really old, so I've never heard any of these songs. And the artwork was pretty cool, but it was also pretty weird. And I started looking at the tracks, and I'm like, okay, so these must tell stories. So I was listening to it at home. Dude, what was the album called? Hold on, I'm gonna press pause real quick, and I'm gonna get right back to you. Alright, so now I'm back. So, quite literally, so the album is called Everyone Loves a Nut. So, with it being November and all, my mind was thinking about something else. But then, actually listening to the album, it's literally just him being crazy. So again, this album came out in 68. I'm not sure if he actually became big at that time, or if he was starting to become more mainstream. But dude, So I was listening to this album, and like literally he told all these like really crazy stories. So I'm like they were just regular songs, but like he would make the lyrics pretty bizarre. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, I like where this is going. You know, I like how he's doing things. So being inspired by all this stuff that I've been consuming lately, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna take my podcast to a different level. You know, I'm gonna slightly change the way I speak. You know, maybe start being a little more crazy with things. But here we go. You know, like I said, you know, like I want this podcast to be a bit different, but still be, you know, worth listening to. So, but and all the same, I still don't really give a damn if people listen to this or not. I still would just want to make this because I just want to make this. You know. Besides, you know, you never know. 10 years back, you could be looking at these podcasts and be like, damn, I love this. But anyways, that's all I got for now. So I guess I'll be going ahead and closing out. Alrighty, so if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. Don't forget to follow if you're on Spotify. Alrighty. Oh man, that was still a weak burp. I happen to have weak burps lately, but anyways. Alrighty, so this is your boy Asiago on 3AM Thoughts signing off. Have you a good one.